Archangel Michael says this is urgent. You have won a divine award without even knowing it, and you must hear this message now before the opportunity passes. The category of this heavenly recognition will leave you speechless when you discover what you have been chosen for. You need to open your heart quickly for this divine acknowledgement that has your name written upon it in the courts of heaven. This is not a message to ignore. This is not a moment to doubt. What you are hearing is real, and heaven is waiting for you to receive what has been prepared. The heavenly council has been in session. Angels have gathered as witnesses. Your name has been announced before the throne as Archangel Michael holds the scroll of recognition. Your award has been prepared, sealed, and ready to be delivered into your hands, into your spirit, into your destiny, but time is crucial in the receiving of this honor. What heaven has acknowledged about you must be accepted by you. The recognition that angels have witnessed must be embraced in your heart. This award will transform how you see yourself. It will shift your understanding of your value, your purpose, your place in the divine plan. The hosts of heaven are watching, waiting to see if you will recognize the significance of what is being offered to you in this moment. Like this video if you receive this divine announcement and stand ready to accept the award that heaven has prepared for you. Archangel Michael is watching, observing, and noting who will acknowledge this heavenly recognition and who will scroll past their moment of divine appointment. The window for receiving this award is open now, but will not remain so forever. What you do in this moment determines if the blessing is received or lost. Heavenly awards are not given based on earthly standards. They are bestowed upon those who least expect them, those who have served faithfully without seeking recognition or applause. Your name has been entered into the Book of Recognition, a sacred text where heaven records the actions and heart conditions that most humans overlook, but angels have witnessed with perfect clarity. The Divine Award Program has existed since the beginning of time. It is how heaven acknowledges those who carry light in darkness, those who remain faithful when tested, those who give when no one is watching. The ceremonies of heavenly recognition happen in seasons and cycles that few understand, but Archangel Michael has been authorized to reveal that this is your season, this is your time, this is your moment of divine acknowledgement. The selection process for divine recognition follows patterns most never see. Archangel Michael evaluates souls based on qualities hidden from human eyes, measuring faithfulness in secret moments, integrity in private decisions, and love expressed without expectation. What qualified you for this award was not your perfection but your persistence, not your flawlessness but your faithfulness, not your accomplishments but your authentic heart that continued to believe, continued to hope, continued to love when everything around you said to give up. Heaven keeps records that earth does not see, tallies victories that no one applauded, notices struggles that you never spoke of, remembers tears that fell when you thought no one was watching. The significance of being chosen at this specific time cannot be overstated, for it means you have passed tests you did not know you were taking, proven character in trials you did not understand were evaluations. Type Amen if you are ready to receive your divine award, if you are prepared to accept what heaven has acknowledged about you, what angels have witnessed in your journey. Not everyone can receive heavenly recognition. Some hearts are too closed, some minds too skeptical, some spirits too distracted by earthly concerns to grasp spiritual honors. But you have been chosen, you have been selected, you have been seen. The heavenly court recognizes souls in categories beyond human understanding, awards that acknowledge spirit qualities that transcend earthly accomplishments. There is the crown of hidden perseverance given to those who continued, and every voice said stop, who believed when all evidence suggested surrender, who hoped when circumstances mocked their faith. There is the mantle of unseen compassion bestowed upon those who gave without recognition, who loved without requirement, who served without acknowledgement. There is the seal of spiritual authority granted to those who stood against darkness when others fled, who spoke truth when lies were easier, who maintained integrity when compromise seemed justified. There is the scepter of divine purpose awarded to those who followed heavenly guidance when the path made no sense, who trusted divine direction when the way seemed lost, who walked by faith, not by sight. Archangel Michael reveals you have been nominated in a category so rare, so precious that few in your generation will receive it. It is an honor that angels themselves stand in awe of, because it represents a quality that heaven treasures above almost all else. This particular recognition is significant because it marks you for assignments that only those with proven character can carry. The everyday choices you made thinking no one noticed have been recorded in heaven. Small acts of kindness, quiet moments of integrity, silent decisions to forgive when revenge seemed justified. When you chose love over hate when hatred would have been understood, when you offered grace when judgment was deserved, when you extended mercy when punishment could have been justified. Heaven was watching, angels were witnessing, Archangel Michael was recording. The ripple effects of your choices have touched lives, altered destinies, shifted spiritual atmospheres in ways you cannot see from your limited vantage point, but heaven sees the full picture, the complete impact, the eternal significance. What seems small to you looms large in heavenly records. What appears insignificant on earth carries weight in spiritual realms. What the world overlooks, angels celebrate. Heaven values what earth ignores, measures what humans cannot see, rewards what society fails to recognize, and you have been accumulating heavenly recognition without even knowing you were being evaluated. Archangel Michael says, stand ready now to receive the recognition that has been prepared for you in the courts of heaven. You have been specifically chosen at this moment in history for this particular honor because of what has been seen in the depths of your spirit, in the core of your character, in the truth of your heart. Type 777 if you will accept this heavenly acknowledgement, if you will receive this divine recognition, if you will step into the spiritual position that this award establishes in the realms beyond what eyes can see. You have faced spiritual battles without recognizing their true nature, fought against forces that sought to derail your purpose, struggled with opposition that was more than human in its origin and intent. When darkness pressed against your mind, when heaviness weighed on your spirit, when confusion clouded your path, these were not random experiences but coordinated attacks designed to disqualify you from the very recognition you are now receiving. The tests you endured were divinely permitted evaluations, ordained challenges meant to forge strength, develop character, and prove worthiness for the award that now has your name inscribed upon it. Where others would have surrendered, you persisted. Where many would have compromised, you stood firm. Where most would have grown bitter, you chose forgiveness. Where the reasonable response would have been to quit, you continued forward. These victories, seen by no human eye, acknowledged by no earthly authority, rewarded by no worldly system, have been meticulously recorded by angelic witnesses and have qualified you for recognition in heavenly realms, where true value is measured by spiritual standards and not material achievements. There are forces that do not want you to receive this award, entities that tremble at the thought of you discovering your true value, your authentic purpose, your heavenly position. They have worked tirelessly to keep you blind to your worth, to have you believe the lies that diminish your significance, that question your capabilities, that deny your spiritual authority. These enemies of your soul know that once you accept this heavenly recognition, once you embrace this divine award, once you step into this spiritual position, their influence over you will be severely diminished, their power to manipulate your thoughts will be broken. They have planted doubts, whispered discouragement, created distractions, all strategically designed to keep you from this very moment of revelation and recognition that Archangel Michael now brings before you. Their greatest fear is your awakening to who you truly are, what you carry, what you represent in the spiritual realm. For an acknowledged believer is dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. Type 1. Accept my award to confirm your readiness to receive what heaven has designated specifically for you. This declaration is more powerful than you realize, for it is a spiritual positioning, a divine alignment, an acceptance of heaven's perspective over earth's limited view of who you are. Your words carry weight in realms you cannot see. Your declarations echo in corridors of power beyond human comprehension. Your acceptance activates realities that have been prepared but await your agreement. The moment you receive this heavenly award, something fundamental shifts in your spiritual identity as heaven's acknowledgement overwrites earthly labels, redefines your self-perception, realigns your understanding with divine reality. This is not merely symbolic, but a tangible transfer of spiritual authority, a conferring of position, a bestowing of honor that changes how angelic beings perceive you, how spiritual forces must respond to you, how heaven's resources become available to you. With this recognition comes new access, new influence, new authority in prayer, in speaking truth, in discerning deception, in breaking strongholds that previously seemed unmovable, unshakable, undefeatable in your life and the lives of those connected to you. Those who receive divine awards walk differently, speak differently, pray differently, for they carry a weight of glory, an impartation of purpose, a mantle of authority that cannot be earned through human effort, only bestowed through heavenly recognition. This transformation brings responsibilities, for such honor is not given for your glory but for kingdom advancement, not for your comfort but for greater service, not to make life easier but to make your impact stronger, your voice clearer, your stance bolder against forces that oppose divine purposes in this generation. Heaven does not bestow recognition without expectation of corresponding action, matching authority with responsibility, aligning privilege with purpose, connecting honor with assignment. Every heavenly award comes bundled with spiritual gifts, divine enablement, supernatural provisions that equip you for the new level of responsibility that accompanies such recognition. These gifts have been prepared specifically for you, customized for your assignment, tailored to your purpose, designed for the unique role you play in the unfolding of divine plans in this critical hour of history. Some will discover new discernment, seeing beyond natural appearance, perceiving motives, hearts, intentions that were previously hidden from view. Others will find wisdom flowing where confusion once reigned, clarity emerging where uncertainty dominated, insight appearing where perplexity was the norm. Some will receive unusual favor, doors opening without human intervention, opportunities appearing without logical explanation, resources arriving from unexpected sources, divine connections forming without strategic networking. Others will experience heightened spiritual sensitivity, hearing God's voice with greater clarity, discerning spiritual atmospheres with increased accuracy, recognizing divine timing with supernatural precision, understanding Scripture with fresh revelation. These gifts are not random but strategic, not decorative but functional, not temporary but permanent provisions, as long as they are stewarded with humility, utilized with wisdom, applied with love, maintained with integrity. Type 333 if you are standing in faith to receive not only your divine award but all the accompanying gifts that heaven has prepared to ensure your success in this new position. Declare your readiness for the changes this recognition will bring, the adjustments it will require, the growth it will demand, the increase in spiritual responsibility it will establish in your life. This heavenly recognition comes to you now at this specific moment by divine design, not random coincidence, not accidental timing, but precise heavenly orchestration. Archangel Michael reveals there are seasons in the spiritual realm, windows of divine activity, periods of increased angelic movement, times when heaven's awards are distributed with greater frequency and heightened impact. You have entered such a season, a kairos moment, a divine appointment that will not be repeated in the same way ever again, an opportunity that, if missed, could delay your spiritual advancement by years, even decades. The heavenly calendar operates according to principles higher than human understanding, governed by wisdom beyond mortal comprehension, aligned with purposes that span generations, centuries, millennia. Your recognition arrives at this precise moment because you have completed one phase of preparation and stand at the threshold of another, because you have demonstrated readiness, because the assignments connected to this award cannot wait any longer, because what heaven needs to accomplish through you must begin now. This award elevates your standing in the spiritual realm, establishing you in a position of increased authority, greater responsibility, expanded influence that angels recognize, demons must acknowledge, and other believers will sense even without being told. No longer will you function at the level where you have been comfortable, familiar, established, for this recognition marks a promotion in the kingdom, a new rank, a higher position from which you will now operate, serve, advance the purposes of heaven. With this new authority comes increased access to divine resources, heightened angelic assistance, greater spiritual protection, more powerful prayer effectiveness that you will discover as you step into situations that previously seemed beyond your ability to impact. Angels now respond differently to your words, your prayers, your declarations, because they recognize the seal of authority, the mark of heavenly approval, the sign of divine commissioning that this award establishes upon your life, your ministry, your service. This is not pride but truth, not arrogance but accurate spiritual positioning, not self-promotion but heaven's acknowledgement of what has been earned through faithfulness, tested through trials, proven through consistency, demonstrated through love, maintained through humility, preserved through integrity. You must now learn to walk in this new position, neither shrinking back from its authority nor abusing its privileges. Heaven has been preparing this moment of recognition long before you were aware, orchestrating circumstances, assigning angels, arranging divine appointments, aligning heavenly resources. Archangel Michael reveals that specific angels have been commissioned to oversee your recognition, to witness your response, to assist in your transition to this new level of spiritual authority and responsibility. The ceremonial aspects in heavenly realms are more elaborate than human minds can comprehend. As your name was presented before the throne, your deeds recounted, your heart motives revealed, your faithfulness acknowledged, your struggles honored, your perseverance celebrated. Books were opened, records consulted, witnesses summoned as your life was reviewed, not to find fault but to confirm qualification, not to condemn but to commend, and not to reject but to recognize the genuine work of grace that has been evident even when hidden from human eyes. Your name now appears in registers of honor, in heavenly documents that angels consult when assigned to assist believers of proven character. Type 1 am worthy to acknowledge not personal merit but divine judgment, heaven's assessment, the Creator's evaluation of who you have become through grace, through surrender, through faithfulness, through love. This declaration is not pride but alignment, not arrogance but agreement with what heaven has already established as truth about you, about your position, about your value, about your purpose in the divine plan unfolding in this hour. The cloud of witnesses spoken of in ancient texts observes this moment of your recognition. Those who have gone before you, who ran their race, completed their course, fulfilled their purpose, now watch as you receive the acknowledgement that heaven bestows upon you. Your spiritual ancestors, those connected to your lineage, your calling, your assignment, take particular interest in this award ceremony, for many labored, prayed, sacrificed toward purposes that you are now advancing, causes that you are now championing, battles that you are now fighting. Angelic beings of various ranks, authorities, positions have been specifically assigned to witness your recognition, to record your response, to assist your transition into the responsibilities that accompany this award. Your acceptance creates testimony in the spiritual realm, a declaration of faith, a position of victory, a statement of alignment with heaven's purposes that reverberates through dimensions beyond human perception. This is why the moment is so significant, why your response matters, why heaven pauses to observe whether you will embrace or dismiss the honor being extended, whether you will step into or away from the position being offered, whether you will advance or retreat from the destiny being revealed. The specific attacks launched against you were not random but targeted, not coincidental but strategic, not ordinary but extraordinary attempts to disqualify you from this very recognition. When confusion clouded your mind, when division erupted in relationships, when resources seemed mysteriously blocked, when doors unexpectedly closed, when health suddenly failed, when peace was inexplicably disturbed, these were spiritual operations designed with one purpose: to prevent you from reaching this moment of divine acknowledgement. Yet you remained faithful, though you did not understand the significance of your stand, steadfast though you could not see the importance of your persistence, hopeful though evidence suggested defeat was inevitable. The enemy knew what you did not, that your position, your authority, your assignment in the kingdom hinged on these tests, these trials, these moments of decision when you chose faith over fear, truth over lies, love over hatred, forgiveness over bitterness, generosity over selfishness. Type: my crown is secure, to claim your position in heavenly places, to acknowledge the recognition that cannot be revoked, the honor that cannot be withdrawn, the authority that cannot be nullified. Declare your determination to walk in this new status, to operate from this elevated position, to function with this expanded authority, to steward this divine recognition with humility, with wisdom, with love. This heavenly recognition will affect your coming days in ways you cannot yet imagine, as the spiritual realm responds to your new position, your expanded authority, your elevated status. Doors previously closed will suddenly open, not by human decision but by divine decree, not through natural networking but supernatural alignment, not by personal influence but heavenly intervention. People will respond to you differently, sensing something they cannot explain, recognizing authority they cannot identify, perceiving wisdom they feel compelled to heed even when they don't understand why. Divine connections will locate you, individuals specifically prepared to recognize your spiritual position, to partner with your purpose, to enhance your effectiveness, will appear at precisely the right moments, in exactly the right places, with exactly the right resources. The acceleration of your purpose and destiny begins now, with unnecessary delays removed, pointless detours eliminated, fruitless relationships redirected, as heaven's efficiency replaces earth's meandering paths to accomplishment. What would have taken decades may now unfold in years, what might have required years might manifest in months, as heavenly recognition speeds the alignment of circumstances, people, resources, opportunities necessary for your assignment. This is not about comfort, convenience, ease, but about effectiveness, impact, legacy, purpose, fulfillment, kingdom advancement, divine objectives accomplished through surrendered vessels. Heaven expects award recipients to steward their recognition with humility, to wield their authority with wisdom, to exercise their influence with love. This new spiritual position requires greater accountability, demands higher standards, necessitates deeper consecration, expects clearer boundaries, insists on purer motives than what was required at previous levels of your journey. With increased authority comes intensified scrutiny, with expanded influence comes amplified impact, both positive and negative. With elevated position comes heightened responsibility, for every word, every action, every decision carries greater weight, creates stronger ripples, affects more lives than before. Honoring this divine recognition means living worthy of the calling, not through perfection but through authentic devotion, not through flawless performance but through genuine surrender, not through religious obligation but through loving obedience. The mantle you now carry can become either a burden that crushes or a yoke that empowers, depending on how you view it, how you wear it, how you maintain it, how you understand its purpose, not as a status symbol but as a service instrument, not for self-promotion but for kingdom advancement. Type 1 will be faithful to acknowledge the responsibility that accompanies this divine recognition, to declare your commitment to steward this award with integrity, with humility, with wisdom. Heaven celebrates those who understand that spiritual honors come not as endpoints but as starting points, not as destinations but as launching pads, not as conclusions but as introductions to new levels of service, sacrifice, and supernatural effectiveness. Your recognition is now permanently recorded in heavenly books, registers of honor, divine documents that exist beyond time, beyond decay, beyond alteration. These eternal records bear witness to your name, your faithfulness, your character, your heart, in ways that will outlast empires, outlive civilizations, outshine temporary human accolades that fade with changing opinions, shifting values, evolving standards. What heaven acknowledges endures forever. What God recognizes remains eternally significant. What angels record cannot be erased by time, by circumstance, by failure, by opposition. Future generations, both in earth and in heaven, will be affected by the award you now receive, as its influence extends beyond your lifetime, beyond your understanding, beyond your imagination. The ripple effects of heavenly recognition continue expanding, extending, influencing long after the initial moment of bestowal, creating legacy, establishing precedent, inspiring others, opening pathways that would otherwise remain closed. This momentary acknowledgement carries eternal significance because it aligns you with purposes that transcend time, connects you with plans that span ages, positions you in streams of divine activity that flow through generations. Archangel Michael says, "Arise now and receive what has been prepared for you in the courts of heaven, the recognition that bears your name, the honor that acknowledges your heart, the position that confirms your purpose." Stand firm in faith, for this award is already in motion, already decreed, already established in realms beyond what eyes can see, what ears can hear, what minds can comprehend. Type victory is mine to claim the divine award that Archangel Michael has brought to you, the heavenly recognition that has your name inscribed upon it, the spiritual position that awaits your acceptance. The heavenly decree has been issued, your name has been announced, your award has been prepared. The courts above have witnessed your recognition. Archangel Michael has delivered heaven's acknowledgement, the angels have recorded your response. What was hidden is now revealed, what was prepared is now presented, what was reserved is now released into your hands, your heart, your life, your destiny. Heaven celebrates as you step into your divine recognition, as you embrace your spiritual position, as you accept your heavenly award. The transaction is complete, the honor is bestowed, the authority is transferred, the responsibility is established.